Hello lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you're welcome to my channel. Happy New Year once again everybody. So in this video I'm gonna show you 10 steps, very easy steps on how to cover a cake. So let's dive into this video. So first you want to bring out the cake from the fridge, so which I use the film paper to wrap. This helps the flavor of the cake to stay in the cake. So the first step is to trim the cake, the top of the cake. So this, I'm gonna create a two-layer of cake, not like two layers of cake, not two steps but two layers of cake. So this, I'm trimming in the cake to see if it's level. So you need to level the bowl so that when it's put together, it's balanced and it's straight and leveled. So I'm checking in what parts to use. So you're gonna flip the bottom. The bottom is the one to stay on top of the cake. So because the sharp edges, you need the sharp edges. On the top where you trimmed before does not have the sharp edges anymore, so you need the bottom of the cake. So this is two layers, as I said. So I'm going to be using my pastry cream and my buttercream to cover the fill in the cake, and the buttercream to cover the cake. The second layer, the second step is to secure the cake on the board. So this will help your cake not to slide off the board. So you put a little bit, not just generous, but a little bit of buttercream will do. Put the cake on the board. That will help the cake sit on the board. So this pastry cream, the second step is to fill in the cake with the pastry cream. So this pastry cream, I have the video on my channel, the same channel. So I will leave the description box in the description box. I'll leave the link so you have access to watch how I made the pastry cream if you're interested. So fill in your cake with chocolate, with strawberry jams, peach jam, or whatever jam you want to, whatever pastry cream you know that you can fill it in with. So I'll go ahead and use my pastry cream to fill in the cake. So next is to put the cake on top. This is two layers of cake to make just one cake, but these are two layers. So if you don't want to make two layers of cake, like if you want to make two layers but you don't want to make two cakes, you can go ahead and trim just that one cake. You can trim it into two. You can even trim it into three if you want, or more. I think you can even trim it to four. But if you have a sharp knife or a sharp bread knife, you can do that. So just to make my cake on a high level, so I use two layers. So the fourth one is to check and balance. Professionally, this instrument here, that's what is used to check and balance, but I don't have that, so I use my knife instead. Don't laugh at me. So I use my knife or my spatula instead. So I take a step back and look if it's balanced. So this is a trick I use. So if it's not balanced, I just stick in some parts of the cake I trimmed out. So I'll stick it in to balance the cake. So somehow when I was doing this video, so it's not easy to do video and decorate a cake or cook or whatever you're doing. It's not easy, but I somehow skipped the part. I did the filling before I did the trimming or carving before the filling. So don't be like me, yeah, don't be like me. So the next part you want to do is the crumb coating. The crumb coating is to help the cake crumbs stick in the cake, like they don't spread everywhere. So this part is called crumb coating. You want to use your buttercream or your ganache, chocolate ganache, to crumb coat your cake. So I'm using buttercream for this cake, so that's the best thing for me to use. That's the best thing that's the thing I use mostly. So that's the cream I use mostly, that's buttercream. So I'll just go off and clean out every excess of my cake board so that it comes out clean. So the next step is to refrigerate it at least for 1 hour before covering your cake. Don't just go ahead, crumb coat, and start putting on the fondant. No. So now you have to prepare the fondant. So when you're rolling out your fondant and you see bubbles like this, so you pop the bubble with a toothpick and use your rolling pin, go through the fondant again, and it will be fine and smooth again. So if you want to roll in your fondant, you have to use cornstarch or confectioner sugar, spread it, or a shortening, a vegetable shortening. You can put it on the fondant so it does not stick to your surface or your rolling pin as well. So I'm gonna roll in the fondant on the rolling pin, set aside, and bring my cake to cover it, because that's the next step. So this is after, I guess, more than 1 hour. I guess it was the next day. So this was after the next day. So I'm covering the cake now. This number 9 step is called dressing. So dressing, you have to be patient while doing this. Very, very patient while doing this. So you don't want to go too fast. No, you don't want to go too fast while doing this. So what you want to do is patiently smooth it out. Smooth it out. You're dragging the bottom or the edge of the fondant, and you're smoothing it out little by little, like patiently. So when you get to the last step, you don't go ahead and just smooth it in like that. No, don't do that. So what you want to do is patiently with your hands, just with your hands. With your hands, you go ahead and smooth it out patiently. Drag it from the bottom, the edge, and smooth it out. Try to, if you don't have a cake smoother, you can use your hands to smooth the bottom as well, and so that you can use the pizza cutter to cut it without moving the cake. So here I am using a cake smoother to smooth it from the bottom and giving it a sharp edge. So just go ahead and use the pizza cutter to cut out the excess fondant. So what you want to do when bringing this out, don't remove it from the top, just remove it side by side, or you go ahead and cut it into 2 parts and remove it sideways, not from the bottom to the top. So I'll just go ahead and use my smoother to smooth it out very fine, and to have a sharp edge, though this is not sharp enough, but to have a very, very sharp edge, you need to be very like carry the two smoother, cake smoother, and do it just the method the way I'm doing it right now. It will give you a sharp edge. Go ahead and clean out every excess buttercream on the board, and that's it. This is how to cover a cake from scratch. So that's how to prepare a cake, to cover a cake, and that's it. So hope you find this video helpful. Hope you're gonna share this video to someone and see. So I'll see you in my next one. Love you all. Bye.